Hello everyone, how are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm going to be conducting an energy reading for the collective, so please be advised this is general, not personal. It's timeless and you are required to take what resonates and leave the rest behind if it doesn't fit in with your current situation timeline. So the downloaded message that I was receiving was that you're going to need a lot of sacred space for grounding. And I kept on repeating those words, sacred space for grounding. We had quite a big energy surge that came through the sun. The Schumann resonance picked up on it. I'll put the picture up for you on the screen now for you to see. You can always go to the app itself, download it, and keep a track of the recordings of these magnificent energy surges. So I didn't really get much sleep last night. I couldn't really sleep, so if my voice sounds a bit sleepy, I do apologise. I don't even think the birds did themselves. Like, it was really quite late in the evening, going up 10 o'clock, and the birds that you would hear during the day were still chirping away. And they were doing that. I mean, I was up from about 3 in the morning and I could still hear them chirping away. The pigeons, some of them were sleeping. And then from about 5 in the morning, I had my window open and they started to sort of like wake up and go and fly wherever they usually do on a day-to-day basis. So they didn't really get much sleep either. These past couple of days, we've had a lot of downtime to process, ground, hydrate, meditate, and etc. And I knew I could feel that there was going to be another burst very, very soon. And when I looked on the chart, it was like, now that's why I couldn't sleep. So I'm hoping that you all are coping very well, if you can, as much as you can with these surges. And I know that things are changing for you exponentially. Again, rooms, places don't feel the same. They feel very different. Things that were there in one place, they seem to be somewhere else. And, even if it's like a slight subtle change, it feels as if it's like you're being tested to see how aware you really are of these changes that are coming through. And that's what it feels like to me sometimes, but it's the physical transformation, the physical transition of who we are, what we are, and where we are heading, where we are going as well. And a lot of changes going on within. All right, so just want to get this reading and see what is in store for the collective at this time. What is it about this sacred space? You need a lot of sacred space and grounding at this time. So the cards have been shuffled and pulled, so let's see what we have. So the first card up we've got is the King of Wands in the reverse. Now is the time not to take action. I know it sounds weird, but I feel that you may need to kind of hold off for the moment. And because it's the King of Wands and it is indeed, reverse, and it's the first card of the spread, I feel that this is something that you need to kind of pay attention to. I'm also getting that your energy levels are not really as perky and peak as you would like them to be. And that will explain because of the energy that, came through and, hit us, the last few hours. This is going to be playing havoc on our energy levels. Our physical vessels are going to be affected. So, a lot more fatigue, tired, aches, pains, dizzy spells. So just really be mindful how you go you know, and to me, when it's like this is where you need to really pay attention to yourself. Self-care is the order of the day. We've got the star card in upright position. So this is wonderful to see because this is really giving me a lot of healing energies as well. You may also, which is quite interesting because I am picking up, two things I'm picking up on is, again, this guardian energy, your guides upstairs. But I'm also getting something to do with dreams. Now, obviously, this happened during the night, evening going into the night time. So I do feel that there's this feeling of like something really, like for some of you, would be having like quite vivid dreams. So this is why I said it's important to kind of like, if you do remember something, take notes of it, journal them down, okay? Because there could be certain things that might really stand out to you, okay? I'm looking at this star card as well as something being given to you during this downtime. So even if you feel really like, oh my God, I can hardly stand up, but there's something about the way how this star card is coming in with something. I don't know if you can see. If you notice the way how there's some energy that's coming from the palms of her hands, and it's as if like she's making her way to you, this healing energy. And I just feel that you just really need to absorb as much of those cosmic healing energies as much as you can. I was hearing, you'll thank me later. We've got the death card in the reverse. So I feel that this is unavoidable, this death card, this transformation that's coming in. But I feel as well that it's almost so like that when you sort of get your energies back and you start to feel that you are more in a better position physically to take on the world sort of thing, you'll then be ready to deal with this transformation because this is going to be something that's major. We've got two major arcanas here already in the middle of the reading. And this is going to be quite significant, quite important. The next card that we've got next to the death card is the Five of Wands. There's going to be a lot of, this already, but I feel that there are going to be a lot of people around you, not really around your circle, maybe for some, not so much for others, but you're going to notice a lot more disturbances in people who are, now it's giving me something else, avoiding this change, more talks of fears of death, fears of transitioning, fears of change, and a lot of pushback. I'm also seeing this as well, and I'll be honest with you, I'm seeing this as well as distractions. Like you're looking over here, you're looking over there, you're looking over there, everywhere, right? And it's bringing on this feeling of conflict. And I feel that this is where this message of you need a lot of sacred space and grounding comes into effect, because this is distraction. This is a lot of dramas, sensationalism, fear-mongering, and entanglement with all these, lines, energy lines going through. So I don't know why there's something about energy lines being like attacked, being affected, being distorted more. So certain energy lines, certain parallel lines will be more affected by this, but this is also to do with the surge, the breakup, this power surge that's coming through from the sun to the earth. There's so much, going on here as well. Let me see what else I've got. Yeah, we've got the Temperance card. So again, this doesn't feel like really, really good energy. Again, needing to take time out away. And it's a good thing that the Star card is there, almost as if sort of like alleviating, like, don't worry about this energy. And the Temperance in reverse, you need to focus on your rest right now. So I'm suggesting this, and the other. It's like your spiritual cosmic doctor. Okay, giving you this, this sort of medical advice, if you catch my drift. The card underneath the bottom of the deck is the Three of Discs in reverse. So I do feel that this will be you coming out of associations, people, things that are not working. It could be to do with work, where you may feel the need. For some of you, I'm not encouraging this, by the way, but I'm picking up on someone's sort of like deliberation on, shall I call in sick? I just don't have the energy to face this right now. The conversations at work, the delegations, the tasks, the deadlines, it just feels as if I just can't. All right. So I'm just going to expand on this a little bit more. It's also saying again about, your circle's definitely getting smaller. You may, have definitely, had to just really cut back a lot on, when it comes to time management, taking more time out for yourself, less time with others, more time for you, sort of thing, All right. So let's get in and see what messages that we get with, focus on the King of Wands. So we have got, for the King of Wands being in reverse, we've got the Four of Wands in that position. So I do feel that you guys will be more wanting to stay at home. Home is now becoming like your sanctuary, your fortress, your home office. Like everything is like stemming from home. And it just, for the moment, just feels safer to be there. Like it's just that, the comfort zone, but it's more than the comfort zone. It's your sacred space. It's your, your own personal dimension that you can go into. The moment that you open up your front door, which is like your portal, you go inside, you close the door, you shut all that noise outside and let them all get on with it. And you're inside and you're just, I need my space. All right. The Star card in the upright position. We've got the Empress. So it's giving me this feeling of like really expanding on this healing. So you may be feeling a lot more like during like this time or any kind of time, you might be thinking of things to do with, well, how can I expand on my gifts, my skills? What can I do for me? I don't mean to say, that you're selfish at this precise moment in time, but the Empress energy is also giving me this nurturing energy, mothering yourself, taking care of yourself. I'm also getting a feeling of a strong desire to be out in nature as well, because the Empress represents that energy of being out in nature, strong feminine energy as well coming through, a lot of divine feminine energy, but also Sophia codes can also be coming through at this time and activating you as well, waking up those dormant DNA cells. The next card that we've got for the Death card, let's see what's in reverse. Yeah, because having to walk away, let them get on with it. And I feel what this is giving me as well is, I know that it's for the Death card, but I'm also getting from the Five of Wands as well. So this energy of the Five of Wands can be quite intense because they are flagged. This card is flagged by both the Death card and the Temperance card as well. It's just you needing to just move away from it and, and just be in your own sort of private space. Okay. This can be moving away from people who refuse to change, moving away from people who have a lot of fears about what the future holds as well. But the future begins now. The future depends on what you do in the now rather than, you know, what could be. It doesn't have to be what they fear. If they keep on feeding into that energy, then more than likely that's what's going to manifest. But I feel that's not what you want for yourself. In your heart, you know that you are destined for greater things than disaster. All right, let's have a look at what the Five of Wands holds. We've got the King of Pentacles. So there feels that there's a disturbance definitely going on with, around you. This is the material, the physical. And as I said, it could be things to do with work as well. People trying to sort of like affect this King of Pentacles. And this is why you need to stay very grounded right now. This is a very grounding energy. And if you can see where his eyes are closed, not really sort of like open to paying attention to what's going out there. But this feeling of like, I'm not in any competition with all of this. I am aware of what's going on, but I choose to change my direction, to change my mindset, to change my attitude from this Five of Wands. Okay? You can also be feeling a little bit conflicted when it comes to, to do with finances. And I said work, and what you might want to do for yourself, because there's a struggle here with what what's going on, your awakening, your spiritual awakening, your spiritual journey. And if you're dealing with a lot of 3D minded people, there is going to be this conflict of interest. Okay. The Temperance card being in the reverse, which speaks about, tempers flaring, imbalance, not really focusing on healing. We got the Two of Cups in the upright position. So this is what I was saying about like breaking away from certain people, like your circle's getting smaller. And if you're feeling like, things are not really working for you great at work, because we do have the Three of Discs or the Three of Pentacles that's in reverse, this is an issue. And I feel this is why you want to sort of like take time out to call in sick if it's, if it's a work thing, or it doesn't have to be a work thing, it could be a personal thing too. The card underneath the clarifying deck we have is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And I just do feel that this is a time of when it's like, I'm just gonna surrender here. I need to surrender. I need to stop fighting and struggling. I just need to put an end to this and rest myself. Okay. So this is why, again, it's giving me, you need sacred space, a lot of sacred space and grounding at this time. So let's start closing out this reading. Let's get some messages coming in from the Oracle deck. So what card wants to come through? We've got a Cosmic Dance. So we've got harmony. We have got, so I can't really see that, universal connections as well. So I do feel, and it's quite interesting, that I'm just getting that connection with the Star card. And it's also giving me like, it's like you're more paying attention on what's up there than what's going on down here, if that makes sense. The next card that we have got is intuition and the unconscious mind. So strong intuitive energies coming through for some of you, especially in the form of dreams. We've got the guiding light, guidance, mentorship and direction. And I feel very strongly again, especially because these are all to do with nighttime as well. The Star card is showing at night. And as I mentioned about, the energies from the Schumann resonance that took place during the night, you're going to get a lot of, for some of you it would have been trouble sleeping, but this deep feeling, this deep calling, your intuition is, rising up. The next card that we've got is the Herald's Call, announcement, significant news. It's quite interesting to see a contrast here. of both day and night. Spiritual awakening, definitely. This is giving me judgment as well. So there could be some kind of announcement in your waking life right now, or this is something that would be to do with, events around the world. More than likely, yes, but I do feel that this can also be what's coming in for you on a personal level, a personal soulful level. Okay. And then the next card that I've got is the Golden Apple. Reward, temptation, and knowledge. So this can even be about, this initiation. Remember what I said about in the beginning of the reading where, there could be these subtle changes and you're being sort of tested to see if you notice them, how high is your awareness levels, and also, not being tempted into this dramatic sort of energy, which is going to be draining you even further. And if you were doing all of that, like if it is a work situation, I'm just, saying, and you were doing a lot of work, overtime, covering for others, you can't be doing that all the time. You've got to think about yourself, all right? The card underneath the bottom of the deck. Yeah. We have got the Pilgrim's Path. So journey, exploration, and life lessons. So this is great to see because this is now, to me, it feels as if you're being guided onto a new path and to take the life experience that you've had recently, obviously, with you. And this is about the preparation of where you're going. All right. Just one more deck and then that's it. This is the Ancient Stones Oracle. I'm just going to pull a couple of cards from here. Okay, first card up we have got is the Healing Stones. Tenderness, care, gentleness, nourishment. So as I was saying before, in this energy as well, with the King of Wands in reverse, you need to have a lot of self-care for yourself. Take time out. The next card that we've got is the Guardian Stone. Awakening, progress, and initiation. So as I was saying before, you could be, be getting tested on certain things. Pay more attention to your home. That's kind of like what I'm getting as well. When you go outside, obviously, you can feel the difference, but can you see them, as well? So feeling is seeing, but it's also sort of like saying that with your own eyes now, not with your third eye, with your own eyes, you will soon start to see certain changes. We've got temple, the wisdom within, quieten external noise. So it's like this is your home, like energetically, more metaphorically speaking, this would be you in your home. Silence, sacred silence, peace, and having a moment to yourself to reflect inward and really reconnect with yourself, your oversoul, your guides, etc. The road is clear. You know what to do. Walk it your way. And I feel that this is the beginning, like where you are, the beginning of your pilgrim's path, the beginning of your journey, exploration and life lessons. And it also feels to me as if this is going to be played out visually in your mind's eye. So it could be like in the form of dreams or waking visions or in meditation where you're going to be guided. If you ask your guides or the universe, show me the way. How am I going to proceed on this new journey? Please show me the signs. Or it's something to that effect, or something that you would normally say. That's where you look at for the signs and synchronicities. The Hagstone, energy shield, protection and inner strength. So this explains why the King of Wands is in reverse, because, and also with the Nine of Wands being in the reverse as well, this is a time when you need to take time out for yourself to gather your strength, buckle up before you deal with this death card, before you deal with this change and transformation. The death card can also represent the beginning of this new journey for you. Underneath the bottom of the deck is the Khalik, elder, teacher, wise one experience. And it's taking me straight back to this star card as well, you know. So this is very, very interesting to see. This is what I've got for you. So I hope that this has helped you out of your situation. If it has, that's great. If it hasn't, don't worry about it. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Have a good day.